Hello everyone, welcome to the channel for Everything Arsenal and welcome to the match reaction for a 3-0 win over Sheffield United. We actually won a game and we actually kept a clean sheet in the Premier League and we actually scored goals. We didn't miss chances. So what a good day. So I'm going to have a match reaction right now and then the player ratings will be on another video in the next 30 minutes. So AJ90, how are you?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Would have been better if Lacazette put away his 1-1 in the Thursday game, but yeah, it's fine.
Awesome. I'm really happy with the result today. What was your prediction before the game?
Forgot what I predicted. I think it was similar, 2 or 3-0. Like it was around this sort of mark.
You're confident. I really didn't see that. I was predicting a 2-1. But yeah, let's get into the lineup first. So for our lineup today, what did you make of it? Good luck to you trying to figure out how we played. Like I had to make this
Oh my God.
setup like 4 different times because I had Saka on the left side. And then I changed it, and then I think I had Shaq on the left side as well. So I don't even know. I think Saka is still on the left side there. So let me know what you made of our lineup today as I look for the other setups.
It wasn't the lineup really because I kind of expected this sort of setup with the players, but I just didn't know how we were going to line up. The one surprise in this one was the fact that Cedric didn't play at left back and we went with Saka or Xhaka. I personally thought it was Ceballos playing left wing back and Xhaka playing left centre back, and then it was Saka and Partey in that midfield, and then we had the 3 forward and Chambers holding Marie played, but then Chambers came forward a bit as well. It was really confusing how we played, and I couldn't tell for most of it, but. Yeah, and I think Xhaka filling in a left back. I think he did it once under Emery. I think it was a Crystal Palace game we played. He played left back.
And he scored a banging free kick there. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I think that was the game he played left back. That was good memory. But yeah, yeah. And Saka, he got injured. It didn't look good. But yeah, we'll see about that one.
How about the defensive partnership? Were you happy with it with Holding and Murray instead of Gabriel and
I wanted to go with Murray Holding because for some reason Gabriel Holding looks really bad. I don't know what it is, but they look really bad. Murray Holding, you get some assurance, and I think going into Thursday, I'll stick with Murray Holding as well.
Yeah, are you worried about the injuries going forward? Because it looks like if you're going to win the Europa League, we have to do it the hard way. No Aubameyang, no Odegaard, no Smith Rowe, no Tierney. What did you make of our bench? Very weak bench, I have to say. We had to win that game with the players who started.
Yeah, that's the big problem because we were trying to bring on Nketiah and Willian, and let's say 0-0, and then we're relying on those players to come off the bench, and then let's say that's the case against Slavia, we're bringing on Nketiah to try and save us the game. But yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. But
it's a tough one. So the lineup that's on screen in a few seconds is the right one. That's the actual one that you went for. Sabas was actually playing more on the left wing than that in the middle. Partey was playing like a lone defensive midfielder by himself in midfield, and then Pepe on the right, Martinelli on the left. He was drifting in a bit of a few times. So I was happy with the lineup. Leno, Ryan, people are complaining about Ryan not starting, but yeah, we started the game with dominated possession as expected. What did you make of the first half?
First half, I thought it took us a while to get into it because I think Sheffield United, maybe a bit of surprise that they came out a bit on the front foot, it was a bit iffy in the first bit of that half, and then we got into it and we played really good football. I think the link up between Saka and Pepe especially was very good. Pepe is very underrated, doesn't get enough credit, I think, and yeah.
I don't know, man, though. He frustrates me, man. There's so many times. There's a time in the first half he was offside after some time, but the touch in that sequence, it was a terrible touch. What did you make of his performance in general? Obviously, he'll get above a 7 today, but what do you make of his general performance, defensively, attacking-wise, creating?
It was very good, I think. He created a lot. I think the Martinelli goals, because Pepe got past 1, 2, 3 men, and then he shot it, and then obviously the keeper parried it out. So I think Pepe played really well. And I think with the injuries we've got, with Saka probably being out for Thursday, we'll need him on that right-hand side. And we need to rely on that front three to get the job done.
Yeah, so the first goal, Ceballos, very good touch. I actually tweeted, I know you've seen that. I actually tweeted, sign him up, and actually got unfollowed by a couple of people because they actually said sign him up as a joke. Sign him up. Serious? No, obviously I wasn't serious. You get me, and I usually say bring on Will and he'll get a double. It's a joke. It's not serious. But Ceballos touch, when someone says that Ceballos touch reminded me of Ozil, and then you unfollow someone, it was a joke. But anyway, it was a very good touch, and I still keep that word. So what do you make of the first goal? Lacazette actually finished a chance.
Yeah, come on. I'd rather us lose this game and win 3-1 in Prague against Prague. Like, come on. But again, it's good finish, and hopefully, with the brace he gets today, we can take that into Slavia. I keep talking about let's take it into that Slavia game, because this game, in the context of things, doesn't mean much because we're not going to get Europe. Let's be realistic. I don't think we're going to get Europe. This was a confidence booster for that game
Mhm.
against Slavia, and that's
Yeah.
why let's hope we can do it on Thursday.
Yeah. And then second halftime, did you want any subs if we had any on the bench?
No, no. I don't think any subs because firstly, number one, there was no one really to come off the bench and make the team any better, and secondly, we were
Mhm.
playing really well towards the end of the first half. So no subs.
Yeah, so I didn't like the approach in the first 20 minutes of the second half. You all know what is going to happen. By the way, Slavia Prague played today against Sparta Prague. It was a
Yep, yep.
derby
I
for
saw
them,
that.
and they won 2-0. So I think that is 38 games for them without a loss in their league. So they are very confident heading into our game as well. So the one thing that happened against Slavia Prague, we kept it at 1-0. Obviously, we scored late, and then they equalized late. So are you worried about it being at 1-0?
Um, a bit and a bit not because I knew Sheffield United weren't going to cause too many problems. Come on, they're like 20th in the
Yeah.
league. They're there for a reason. Yes, in the
Mhm.
first like sort of 15, 20 minutes of the first bit of the second half, they caused a lot of problems. Not a lot of problems, but like a few problems. They put a few good crosses and
Yeah.
things like that. But that was
Yeah.
expected. They were always going to try and change things, come at you. But we just had to ride it out, and then we ended up winning the game quite comfortably.
Yep, I was very, very happy with that. And then the second goal came along finally. That is okay. First, before that, Martinelli went down injured. Man, how scared were you? Now that
I
is
was
where I
very,
usually don't say
very,
start
very.
Martinelli. I'm very scared with Martinelli Patentini. I actually don't have a problem with him being on the bench because I always fear if he gets on, he'll get injured. So, how scared were you when he went down? And Saka as well.
Very, 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 because you know the way Martinelli went down. You know that reminded me of. You know what happened to. You know how Bellerin got his ACL. The way he went down, it reminded me exactly. My first fear was ACL because that's where the area was, and luckily, he was fine because because with all the injuries we've got, we need him on Thursday, Martinelli.
We absolutely need him. And he got a goal eventually. That is his first goal in 16 months. I think Chelsea was the
Yep,
last one. I don't know.
yep.
I think
The
Chelsea
one where
could
he
have been the
ran
last
the
one.
pitch. Yeah, that was the last
Yeah.
one where he ran the pitch.
How do you make of Pepe's play? Obviously, you like Pepe.
Yeah, I talked about that a few minutes ago. I think, yeah, Pepe,
Mm-hmm.
brilliant stuff from him. You know, got past the man. I think his link up with Saka was very good. But
Yeah.
it's how would you fit Pepe and Saka into the same team? Because Pepe plays quite well off the right, and that's where Saka plays. But do you put him in the midfield? But yeah, I think for a one-off game, their link up was quite good. And Pepe again, he's very underrated, and I'm still sticking with him. I have for the whole season.
Yeah, Nunes says that Arteta should have done this, I think, in terms of formation. I think sometimes things have to happen for you to try out
What was
things.
the
I like
formation?
the
What was the
because
formation?
okay, I think what David said earlier, we actually played the three while defending. So Shaka dropped in
Yeah,
alongside Holding and Pablo Mari, and then Sabas was almost like a left wing back when he didn't have the ball, and then when we had the ball, Sabas was a left like winger, and then Shaka left back. A lot of changes. That's how you're supposed to play. Don't let the opponent like predict what you're doing. That's how I want to play. Don't let it be too obvious that Bellerin will be bombing forward and not crossing the ball, or Tini will be. Don't make it too obvious. And Lewis agrees with you. Shaq has
yeah.
done that before. And then we actually got a third goal. Very, very good play. Who gave the through pass? I don't remember.
Partey, what a ball that was. He turned his man and then he
Mm-hmm.
put the ball through. So that was very good. That bumped up his rating for me. And again, Thomas
Yeah.
Partey, you know, he's getting into his stride. This was a difficult game for him in terms of physicality. And I think he coped quite well. Didn't really make many mistakes and professional performance. And again, that's what we need on Thursday. This is what I'm going to keep going on about. It's all good doing it against the worst team in the Premier League. We have to go and do it on Thursday
Yeah.
now because that's where our season lies now, unfortunately for us. And let's hope we can.
Actually, people are saying Arsenal should be scoring 3 or 4 against Sheffield, but I didn't agree with that because I can imagine they're also saying that about Arsenal. We should be scoring 3 or 4 against Arsenal as well because they're not that good anyway. So overall, what did you make of the performance as a whole? Out of 10.
Out of 10, I'll probably give it an 8, to be honest. It was comfortable, I have to say. It was very comfortable because, you know, I think I have to play devil's advocate and say, look, they're the worst team in the Premier League. We were always gonna come here and dominate, and I think we were gonna
Yeah.
quite easily win this game anyway. And the fact that we did keep a clean sheet for the first time, I think in 13, 14 games, I think that United game was the last time we kept a clean sheet, and that was a 0-0. So that hopefully gives more confidence for Leno going into that Slavia game. It's all about that Slavia game now, biggest game of our season. And yeah, that's about it, and it's comfortable. That's how I sum it up.
See a couple of comments. I can see Nancy says, just a minute. I would argue that Saka is actually better in the more inside right central areas, as he can get involved with his incredible technical quality. What did you make of his involvement today in different positioning?
He was one. I think he had a free role in terms of he could go wherever you wanted. And at times he was playing like a right wing back, sometimes as a CM, dropping with Partey, then as a number 10. So I think Arteta gave him a lot of freedom today, which was good because he can link up with different players, because he has good link up with Pepe, Martinelli, Lacazette, everyone, etc. So that was very good, but he got injured. What's happening there? We need Saka. And hopefully it's a dead leg. Hopefully it's just like a little dead leg, and it was just a bit of ice. We'll sort him out, and he'll be ready for Thursday. But we need to, fingers crossed, we can get a few players back. I think Aubameyang will be back from his little flu thing. We need at least one of Ødegaard or Smith Rowe back, at least one of them. And I think
we definitely need Saka. I was watching today's game, and no, I actually don't think we'd get 3 goals. There's a way of getting 3 goals without Saka on that pitch. We literally give him every single ball. When we're going forward, he's the one who gets past the ball. Yeah. Today we had Martinelli, who can also drive us forward. But Saka, like literally everything goes through him. It's like our Fernandes or our Grealish or our De Bruyne. Cookie says if we lose Odegaard, we sign Lingard. What have you made of Lingard? Is this someone you'd want at Arsenal for 20 million?
I got a bit of backlash for saying it, but I was like, yeah, I'd consider Lingard because I think he's one of them. He's a Premier League proven player, and I think if we want to get higher up, then maybe someone like Lingard would help. But again, he's someone that he's a system player. He'd fit into a system, and that's what he got put into at West Ham. He was the focal point in that number 10, and that's why he's doing so well, because he's playing in a good midfield as well. But I'd rather sign Ødegaard, let's be real, and I think we probably will get him. I have a good feeling we will, but we'll have to see in the summer.
Yeah. Okay, last player, Nketiah today. He got to like a 5 minutes, or Jimmy was 5 minutes. And 5 minutes is kind of enough to see how he runs around. So what did you make of his position if 5 minutes were enough anyway?
The way he tried pressing and running around, it looked like he was trying to prove something to the manager, like play me a bit more. Look, you used to play me, now you're not playing me, so you should be playing me. But I think in terms of that forward role, there's a lot of competition with Aubameyang, Lacazette, now Martinelli, and other areas with Pepe, Saka. So it's hard to get into that team, even with the injuries, because he got Willian there now as well, which doesn't help him. But I think for Nketiah now, I'll just sell him. And we had an offer from West Ham for around 20, 30 million, which we rejected. So why do we reject it if we weren't going to play him? It's a bit confusing, but let's just hope we can get some sort of offer and get rid of him in the summer. But yeah, he's a bit of a Willock. He's like Willock.
Yeah, and obviously, as you saw our bench again, to put it on screen, we definitely need those players back, as AJ said. I mean, that bench is not good enough, because if the game was like 0-0 in the 60th minute, you can't really turn to the bench, because is Nelson really better than Martinelli? I don't think so. Is Nketiah better than Pepe? I don't think so. So the bench, the one guy that I really love is Elneny, man. I actually think Arteta really likes Elneny. Like, he has to come on. Even if it's 5 minutes, he will have to come on. Whether we are losing or winning, I don't care. He has to come on. That's Arteta for you anyway. Not in a bad way, by the way. I'm Arteta in as always.
I don't think so.
He really likes Elneny. He really likes Elneny.
I think with Elneny, it's more like, he knows what he is. He's just he's just an average guy who'll stick to his job. If Arteta tells him something, he'll just do that and not do anything else. He'll do what he's told. And that's Elneny for you. He's a good player, and he's just an average player, and he does his job.
Thank you for that, RK. Happy with the results. We all are. Tottenham lost as well. I know AJ is very critical of people like us who celebrated the teams losing, but I was happy with Tottenham losing anyway. Lingard is not good enough for what we want to do. I don't know, man. I think okay, it's not good enough for what we want to do, but it's good enough for what we are. It's better than what we have
exactly.
Right now, definitely.
Exactly.
8 goals this season, 8 goals for West Ham. He's scoring, he's getting himself into good positions, he's running throughout the game. and all that. Elneny stabilizes the midfield. I agree. I'd prefer to keep Odegaard, but if Real say, I'd happily take Lingard for 15 to 20.
He's not going to be
Awesome.
15-20. He wouldn't be 15-20. He'd be around 35-30 because of how good he's been.
And if he gets another 5 goals, it's going to be 100. Don't play around with Manu. So last question, prediction for Slavia Prague?
Oh my God. I wish you never asked me, but I'm going to say, I don't see us keeping a clean sheet. I think it will be 2-1 Arsenal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't even see us winning the game. As I told you, I can see a 2-2.
We go through.
Yeah, I can see a 2-2, and then we go through on away goals, which will be very nervy, as you say. That will be very nervy.
Luckily, I don't have to watch that. Luckily, I do not have to watch that.
Lucky you. Yeah, 2-2 will be very scary, and I don't think it will be convincing. But as long as we get the job done, because if we don't, I can't imagine the backlash if we go out to Slavia Prague in the next round. In this round, this early, very, very bad. But yeah, thank you for coming on. Where can they follow you as always?
On the Twitter, I think today was 100 followers I reached, so thank you very much for that. That's I think it was in the scroller HJ90YT, and then on the YouTube HJ90 reactions already out.
Look at how quick we are to support us. So just look at that. The reactions are already out in the space of 20 minutes. Anyway, I'll be back with the player ratings in the next 15 minutes with Gun Express. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. All the people in the chat, Cookie, Lewis, RK, David, and Nanesi, everyone. Thank you for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next 15 minutes.